The billion-dollar scam, how ransomware is crushing the global economy. Imagine waking up to a world paralyzed by an unseen force, where critical services grind to a halt, hospitals unable to access patient records, schools locked out of educational resources, and entire cities brought to a standstill, held hostage by invisible threats. This is not the plot of a dystopian novel. It's the alarming reality of today's global economy, under siege by the rise of ransomware. In this video, we'll delve into the shadowy world of ransomware, uncovering the complex layers of this billion-dollar scam's global impact. On one hand, we have nation-state-backed entities like North Korean ransomware gangs, wielding this digital weapon for geopolitical leverage. On the other, there's the growing industry of ransomware-as-a-Service, where cybercrime is commoditized and made accessible to a wider range of perpetrators. We will dissect how these two distinct but equally destructive forces are not just targeting corporations, but are also key players behind major supply chain disruptions across various sectors, from land and air transport to maritime logistics. Before we dive into uncovering the billion-dollar scam, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're concerned about the threat of ransomware, consider TOS C3 as your proactive cybersecurity solution. Our expertise significantly reduces your vulnerability to ransomware attacks, decreasing the likelihood to less than 1%. Click the links in the description below to learn how we can help you. Done that? Let's go. To truly understand the origins of ransomware and its current impact on the global economy, we need to travel back to 1989. Meet Dr. Joseph Popp, a Harvard-educated evolutionary biologist involved in AIDS research. In a move that shocked the world, Popp distributed a seemingly innocuous floppy disk, the AIDS Information Introductory Diskette, to about 20,000 AIDS researchers and organizations worldwide. Disguised as a tool for medical research, this disk harbored a devious secret. Beneath its benign exterior, the disk contained a Trojan horse. After the 90th boot up of an infected computer, this malware sprang to life. It concealed all directories and encrypted file names on the hard drive, effectively holding the system hostage. Users were confronted with a message demanding a software lease renewal, instructing them to send $189 to a post office box in Panama. The first known instance of digital extortion, the Popp scheme was more than just a financial gambit. It was a psychological warfare tactic that sowed panic in the medical community, especially since no one had ever encountered something like this before. Despite its primitive nature compared to today's sophisticated cyber attacks, this early ransomware attack used many future hallmarks, including scare tactics and file encryption. From the pioneering efforts of Dr. Joseph Popp, ransomware has evolved into a formidable force, casting a wide net of chaos and disruption. Sophisticated ransomware attacks have not only targeted individual organizations, but have also cost economies billions in damages and recovery efforts. One of the most notorious examples is the WannaCry attack in 2017. This ransomware rapidly spread to more than 150 countries and cost billions in damages by exploiting vulnerabilities in outdated Windows operating systems. In the same year, the world witnessed the havoc caused by NotPetya. Initially targeting organizations in Ukraine, it quickly spiraled into a global crisis. NotPetya inflicted significant damage on multinational corporations, including shipping giant Maersk and pharmaceutical company Merck. The total economic impact of NotPetya is estimated to be about $10 billion, making it one of the costliest cyber incidents in history. Another landmark incident was the attack on Colonial Pipeline in 2021, which resulted in widespread fuel shortages across the eastern United States. The ransomware attack forced the company to shut down approximately 5,500 miles pipeline, leading to panic buying and fuel shortages. These high-profile attacks underscore the significant threat ransomware poses not just to individual companies, but to national economies and global infrastructure. Beyond the corporate world, nation-states, particularly North Korea, have become adept at using ransomware for both financial gain and geopolitical disruption. By orchestrating ransomware attacks, the regime has found a way to funnel billions of dollars from companies and governments worldwide into its coffers. This influx of illicit funds is crucial for the regime, helping it to circumvent economic sanctions and sustain its operations. The infamous WannaCry attack, attributed to North Korean hackers, serves as a prime example. It wasn't merely an act of cyber theft, it was a display of power, a message to the world about the regime's cyber capabilities. WannaCry's widespread impact, affecting everything from healthcare systems to businesses, was a clear demonstration of how a nation-state could use ransomware as a dual-purpose tool, a lucrative revenue stream, and a means of asserting geopolitical influence. But ransomware isn't just a tool wielded by nation-states. It has become alarmingly accessible to virtually anyone. With the advent of ransomware-as-a-service, sophisticated cyber attacks are no longer confined to the arsenals of geopolitical players. They are now available at the fingertips of ordinary individuals across the globe. Imagine a world where advanced ransomware tools are as easy to access as streaming a movie online. RaaS platforms operating in the shadows of the internet offer these powerful tools on a subscription basis, complete with user-friendly interfaces and customer support. This ease of access has not only democratized cybercrime, but also fueled a surge in its frequency and sophistication, empowering groups akin to digital mafias and extending their reach globally. The consequences of this shift are profound. Take the attack on JBS, one of the largest meat processors in the world, orchestrated by a RaaS-affiliated group in 2021. This single attack disrupted global meat supply chains and extracted an $11 million ransom. Similarly, an attack on Kaseya, a software provider, rippled through thousands of companies, costing hundreds of millions of dollars and highlighting RaaS potential to paralyze not just individual targets, but whole sectors of the economy. The billion-dollar scam, which began with Dr. Popp's simple virus, has escalated into a complex tool exploited by nations to amass wealth and exert power. Ransomware's evolution into a global crisis now reaches far beyond individual companies, threatening the very foundation of our international economy. Yet, with TOS-C3 as your ally, the likelihood of falling victim to a successful ransomware attack diminishes significantly, dropping to less than 1%. Discover our effective strategies by clicking the link in the description below. Ransomware attacks wreak considerable havoc, extending beyond mere financial theft. They disrupt critical services such as fuel and food supplies, with repercussions felt across society. High-profile attacks like those on Colonial Pipeline and JBS Meat Processing have starkly demonstrated their extensive impact. In response to this escalating threat, a collective awareness and preparedness are crucial. Businesses, governments, and individuals must unite in their efforts to enhance cybersecurity. Only by collaborating and adopting smarter protection strategies can we effectively counter ransomware attacks and safeguard our global economy.